This is the story of how two reality TV runners-up became more successful than the actual winners, and what really happened with that so-called midnight call that supposedly shocked everyone. Spoiler alert, the title you clicked on is classic internet clickbait, but the real story of Nicolandria is actually more interesting than the fake drama. Let me be straight with you right from the start. There was no midnight call. There was no earth-shattering revelation. What actually happened was this. In mid-December 2025, Nick Vansteenberghe appeared in Kim Kardashian's Christmas TikTok vlog during a daytime photo shoot, and Kim arranged a video call between him and her 12-year-old daughter, Northwest. North asked him directly if he broke up with his girlfriend, Olandria. He said no, they're still together for life, and that was it. The video got 1.5 million likes, but it didn't break the internet in any extraordinary way.
But here's the thing. While that particular story is overblown, the actual journey of Nicolandria from reality TV contestants to cultural phenomena is genuinely fascinating. So let's talk about what really happened, because the truth is way more interesting than clickbait. And if you appreciate honesty about clickbait titles instead of just recycling the same fake drama, go ahead and hit that like button. We're keeping it real here, which apparently is rare enough to deserve a thumbs up.
Nicolandria isn't one person. It's the couple name fans created for Olandria Carthen and Nicholas Vansteenberghe, two contestants from Love Island USA Season 7, who aired in the summer of 2025. Olandria, who also goes by Bama Barbie, was born on May 29, 1998, making her 27 years old. She's from Decatur, Alabama, and she's the eldest of 6 siblings, with 2 younger sisters and 3 younger brothers. She went to Tuskegee University, where she got her bachelor's degree in logistics, materials, and supply chain management, though she initially started out in computer science. Before Love Island, she was working as an elevator salesperson in Houston, Texas. And yes, you heard that right, elevators. Nicholas, who goes by Nick, is 24 years old. Before the show, he was working as a model in Japan. He had modeling experience and management connections, which would later prove valuable when navigating their post-show careers. These weren't exactly the typical Love Island profiles you'd expect to become breakout stars, but that's part of what makes their story interesting.
Love Island USA Season 7 premiered in June 2025. Olandria's casting was announced on May 29th, which happened to be her birthday. The season ran for 6 weeks and wrapped up with its finale in July 2025. Now, Olandria had been single for 5 years before going on the show. 5 years. In an interview, she said, quote, "The dating pool in Houston freaking sucks. Let me try my luck." She also admitted, "I actually was hoping I would find love. I never imagined myself having to quit my job." Nick, on the other hand, had a more carefree approach. He said he had no future plan, just going with the flow while modeling in Japan, and "I just went on the show to have a good time."
Different mindsets, but something clicked immediately. They shared a kiss on day 1 of the show. Day 1! But here's where it gets complicated, because Love Island is designed to mess with people. They were both initially coupled with other people. Nick was with Sierra Ortega, and Olandria was with Taylor Williams. Then they got separated and sent to Casa Amor, which is basically where the show tries to break up couples by introducing new people. Here's the twist. They were both dumped from the show during Casa Amor, but there was a catch. A twist in the format allowed them to return to the villa, but only if they coupled up together. When they reunited, they shared what fans dubbed the Soul Ties kiss. It became one of the most talked about moments of the season. But they didn't immediately become a couple. They actually decided to stay friends and pursue their original connections. It wasn't until the final week before the finale that they officially coupled up together. They placed second in the finale. The winners were Amaya Espinal and Brian Arenales, who, by the way, later broke up. Meanwhile, the runners-up, Nicolandria, are still together 5 months later and have arguably become way more successful than the actual winners. Sometimes second place is the best place to be. What happened after Love Island is where this story gets really interesting, because placing second didn't slow them down at all. In fact, fans dubbed them the breakout stars of Season 7 despite coming in second place. The fan base that formed around them was massive and dedicated. People started calling themselves the Nicolandria Nation or the Nicolandria Hive. Multiple fan accounts popped up with tens of thousands of followers. But it wasn't just fan love. The industry noticed too. In October 2025, just months after the show ended, Olandria was honored as one of Cosmopolitan's Z-Stars class of 2025. These are Gen Z creators who, according to the magazine, define trends, influence millions, and entertain the masses. Quick pause. If you're thinking, wait, reality TV people can actually build real careers, then you're going to want to subscribe, because we cover exactly these kinds of unexpected success stories. Plus, you'll look very intelligent and well-informed, which is always nice. Then in November, things really started stacking up. On November 4th, 2025, Olandria won the Ebony People's Choice Award at the 2025 Ebony Power 100 Gala. She appeared on the Ebony 2025 Power issue cover alongside Iman, Tracy Ellis Ross, Shaquille O'Neal, and others. 4 days later, on November 8th, she was named to the Root 100, which recognizes influential Black leaders. She was listed alongside Kamala Harris, Beyoncé, Denzel Washington, and Kendrick Lamar. Let that sink in for a second. A reality TV contestant from a summer show was being honored alongside some of the most influential people in entertainment and politics. That's not typical Love Island contestant trajectory. Ad Age named them one of the top 5 breakout creators of 2025, praising them for taking a deliberate approach to transforming momentary fame into a sustainable personal brand. That phrase is important. Sustainable. They weren't just trying to grab quick cash and fade away. They were building something. The brand partnerships rolled in. NYX Cosmetics created an official Nicolandria lip kit. It sold out in minutes. They worked with Kalani Keeney's on a swimwear campaign that went viral. They did campaigns for Agua de Kafer that fans called the best I've ever watched. Olandria was featured in UGG's 2025 Fluff Mama Global campaign and Reebok's Angel Reese 1 campaign. The list goes on. Amazon, Hyundai, Microsoft, Vaseline, Aveeno, Shea Moisture, EOS, Raising Cane's, DoorDash, Shark Beauty, Liquid IV, Sweetgreen. Olandria also made her runway debut at Sergio Hudson's New York Fashion Week show. She was described as making a name for herself in the luxury fashion space, which is a pretty big leap from selling elevators in Houston. In December 2025, they hit another milestone, their first joint magazine cover together. Glamour magazine's December holiday issue featured them with the cover story titled The Year of Nicolandria. At Glamour's Women of the Year event, their appearance generated 1.4 million views on TikTok and 2.8 million views on X, formerly Twitter. The hashtag Glamourlandria trended. Olandria also got her first solo magazine cover with Harper's Bazaar Vietnam in their December digital issue. They also won Cosmopolitan's Couples of the Year for 2025 by a landslide in reader voting. All of this happened in roughly 5 months after the show ended. 5 months! So now let's talk about what actually happened that got spun into this midnight call that shocked everyone narrative. Kim Kardashian is a massive fan of Love Island USA. So is her daughter, Northwest, who's 12 years old. In mid-December 2025, Kim was doing a Christmas-themed TikTok vlog called Kimsmas. As part of this holiday content, she was doing a photo shoot, and she invited Nick to participate. During this daytime photo shoot, which was described as steamy with Nick showing off his abs, Kim arranged a video call between Nick and North. North, being 12 and apparently very invested in Love Island drama, asked Nick directly, "Did you break up with Olandria?" Nick responded, "No, I didn't. Nicolandria for life." That was it. That was the big, shocking midnight call. Except it wasn't midnight, it wasn't shocking, and it was really just a sweet moment where a reality TV star confirmed he's still with his girlfriend to a 12-year-old fan. So, if you're feeling slightly bamboozled by the clickbait, but appreciate that we actually explained what really happened, smash that like button. Or gently press it, whatever your finger strength allows. The video got 1.5 million likes on TikTok, which is solid engagement, but it didn't break the internet in any extraordinary way. There was no scandal, no breakup announcement, no dramatic revelation, just confirmation that they're still together. But here's what this moment actually reveals. Their cultural penetration is real. When Kim Kardashian, one of the most famous people on the planet, is a fan of your relationship, when her pre-tween daughter is asking about your relationship status, when you're getting invited to celebrity holiday photo shoots, that's a different level of fame than most reality show contestants ever reach.
But it hasn't all been magazine covers and brand deals. Both Olandria and Nick have been very open about struggling with the intense scrutiny that came with their sudden fame. Olandria admitted to being shook up and just not really friendly with the internet initially. She said, eventually it became mentally draining. People started to nitpick us. She described the situation as damned if you do, damned if you don't. Initially, they were very active on social media. Nick was the Nicolandria updater on Snapchat, constantly giving fans content. But they both felt obligated to let fans in and provide constant content, which took a toll. Now, they've both become, in their words, more conservative with their posting habits. They've made it clear that fans won't get as many personal posts in 2026 as they're setting boundaries.
There were also specific controversies. Olandria was accused of being a mean girl on the show, a narrative she later tried to clear up. She also faced criticism for telling the New York Times that it was healing for Black people to see her being yearned for and loved out loud by a fair-skinned male. Some people felt this shouldn't be seen as novel or special in 2025, and the comments sparked debate. By the way, if you're still here listening to the nuanced parts about mental health and public scrutiny instead of just the gossip, you're exactly the kind of person we make videos for. Subscribe if you haven't already, because you clearly have good taste and patience. Finding the right management was also a challenge. Olandria was one of the last islanders to get a team together. She interviewed 15 different agencies and management companies before finding the right fit. She said, every time I would get a ding from Gmail, I would be like, oh my gosh, I need a manager. These aren't small details. They reveal something important about the pressure of instant fame and the work it takes to build a sustainable career in the age of social media.
So where are they now, 5 months after the Love Island finale? They're still together. During that Kim Kardashian video call, Nick's Nicolandria for life wasn't just a cute catchphrase. Multiple sources from December 2025 confirmed they're still a couple. At the season reunion, they said, we've always been believers in taking our time with things and not trying to let outside pressure dictate our relationship. That approach seems to be working. While the actual winners of their season broke up, Nicolandria is still going strong.
Nick ran the New York City Marathon on November 2nd, 2025 with Team Strava. He decided to run just a few months before the race. Afterward, he said he wants more downtime with Olandria. I just want to sit on a couch and do nothing with her. That sounds elite. He's also manifesting his next career move. He wants to compete on Dancing with the Stars and said, I'm going to start training soon. I'm manifesting. I would win Most Improved. Olandria said she's booked up to May of 2026, which tells you how in demand they are right now. Notably, neither of them are part of the cast for Love Island Beyond the Villa Season 2, which is currently filming for 2026. They've moved beyond that world.
Here's why this story's worth telling, even without the fake midnight call drama.
CNN described Nickel and Landria as the two most talked about reality stars in recent memory. That's not hyperbole when you look at their trajectory. They've been recognized by major cultural institutions, landed major brand deals, appeared on magazine covers, and maintained their relationship while navigating intense public scrutiny. They've also sparked cultural conversations about interracial relationships and representation. They've been noted for the supportive partnership they model, which resonates with audiences who are tired of toxic relationship dynamics being glorified on reality TV. Ad Age's description of them is probably the most accurate. They've taken a deliberate approach to transforming momentary fame into a sustainable personal brand. In an era where reality TV contestants usually get their 15 minutes and fade away, Nicolandria is writing a different script. They came in second place on a reality dating show. The winners broke up. The runners-up are on magazine covers, winning awards and building actual careers. They're setting boundaries with their audience, prioritizing their mental health, and being selective about their opportunities.
So let's come back to where we started. Did Nicolandria break the internet with a shocking midnight call? No, that's clickbait, and you deserve to know the truth. But did two people meet on a reality TV show, place second, and then systematically build themselves into cultural figures who are recognized by major publications, win prestigious awards, land major brand deals, and maintain their relationship through intense public scrutiny? Yes, that actually happened. And honestly, that's a better story than any manufactured drama could ever be.
The real story of Nicolandria isn't about a shocking moment or a viral video. It's about two people who met on a dating show, took a chance on each other, and then did the hard work of building something sustainable. It's about navigating fame with intention, setting boundaries when needed, and refusing to let internet pressure dictate their relationship timeline. Olandria went from selling elevators in Houston to appearing on magazine covers alongside icons. Nick went from modeling in Japan with no real plan to running the New York City Marathon and manifesting his next career move. Together, they've created something that resonates with millions of people.
So no, there's no shocking midnight call to report, but there is a Love Island couple who are still together 5 months later, who are thriving professionally, who are being honest about the challenges of fame, and who are building a brand that might actually last beyond the typical reality TV news cycle. And in a world of manufactured drama and fake headlines, maybe that's the most surprising story of all. Two people just being real, working hard, and making it work. If you made it to the end of a 20-minute video about reality TV contestants and learned something real instead of just gossip, you're a champion. Like this video if you appreciate depth over drama. Subscribe if you want more content that respects your intelligence, and drop a comment letting me know if you think Nicolandria's approach to fame is smart or if they're missing opportunities. I actually read the comments, which is either dedication or masochism, but either way, I'd love to hear your thoughts. That's the year of Nicolandria. No clickbait required.